Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Glossy Philosophy. My name is Jansen Vidman and today you are tuned in for this really fun look. It's so great with your winter whites, your creams, your purples, and your pinks. Anytime you're wearing those colors and anytime you want to amp up your daytime makeup just a little bit. So stay tuned. As always, I've prepped my skin by washing my face and doing my skincare, and now we are ready for getting our priming done and any of those kind of loose end things that we do at the beginning. I'm going to start with my Charlotte Tilbury Rock and Kohl Bedroom Black, and we are going to tightline. So I'm just lifting up my lid very gently and doing some little small back and forths right on the upper waterline. This helps your lash line look a little bit thicker, and it just gives a sense of youthfulness when you have a thicker lash line. And then we are going to go in with the NARS Tinted Smudge Proof eyeshadow base, just a little bit on your ring finger, take the rest on your other ring finger, and blend from your lash line all the way up to your brow bone. Really, really gently. Same thing on the other eye. The tinted one is so great because it basically takes away the step of putting a shadow that's really close to your skin on top. So you're kind of doing two things at once. Especially if you have thinner skin that has a lot of, you can see the veins underneath, like myself. All right, now we are going into the complexion. So I am going to use my Bobbi Brown Corrector, and I'm just going to take my ring finger again and just lightly dab under the eye. Same thing right on the inner corner to grab that purple that's happening right there. And I have a little vein that runs right there that you can see sometimes. So just lightly tapping. You can go in with a brush after that, something really nice and fluffy, and just make sure everything is blended out. Okay, now it's time for concealer. This is the 4.5 in the GIORGIO ARMANI Luminous Silk. You can see that the corrector and the concealer are very similar. The corrector obviously is quite a bit peachier, kind of a pinky peach because it's Bisque, whereas the concealer definitely has more skin tone in there, but they kind of run in the same color family. So they work really well together. Concealer is funny because sometimes you want something a little bit lighter if you're doing like beauty photos, or you just like a more highlighted center. But sometimes going with a concealer that has a little bit of pink in there can really help to brighten and also take away that step of correcting. I'm just kind of struggling getting over a cold, so I felt like I needed a little extra color correction today. And just using my finger to tap that in. Okay, we are going to go in with our foundation. The eyes today, there's several steps, but it's nothing smoky, so we can go in with the complexion first. That's totally fine. And just making sure that you're blending out all those edges. Again, you can use your brush in lots and lots of different ways. This one is kind of flat on top. It has a slight dome, so I can bounce it like a beauty blender and then also blend out those edges. You can do the same thing with something that's more dense, like the Bobbi Brown Full Coverage brush. In fact, usually when I'm using a denser brush, I do like to bounce quite a bit more. Unless I'm using a foundation stick, and then it's really important to work that into the skin. So you just have to figure out the best way to get that foundation to melt into your skin. Is it by bouncing? Is it by brushing? Is it with fingers? Some foundations you need that heat from your fingers to melt the product into the skin. And, you know, some makeup artists say that at the end, you should definitely kind of smush the foundation with your fingers to really make it blend in. And I've definitely done that before, especially if I feel like I'm in between foundation shades. Just smushing it into the skin with your fingers really does help. And it also helps in those couple areas where maybe you have some fine lines and foundation can get caught in there. So you just really lightly press. You can use almost your whole hand. And this just does pick up any excess without really disturbing the makeup. And that can give you a little bit more of a natural finish, so it's not quite so perfect. I'm going to wait to powder until after I do the eyes, just in case I do have some fallout. So from here, I'm going to jump into the eyes. I'm going to start with the 201. This look is great for anytime you're wearing those winter whites, purples, pinks. It definitely is a rosier look, but it's great for daytime when you want to just amp it up a little bit. And we are going to start with, this is Royal Rendezvous, and then we'll do a little Finjin in a moment. Starting on that outer corner, and just really lightly brushing that onto the lid. Normally I would start with Kid, but this is slightly darker. So it's not like I'm starting with Carbon, which is a very black. And I'm just trying to saturate my eyelid a little bit more and get some of that color right into the crease before I move on. Same thing on the other side. This doesn't have to be perfect. This is just your first layer. Everything, I always feel like things come together really well in the middle of your eye makeup application. And in the beginning, it's kind of just about getting product on the skin, figuring out how heavy-handed you are that day. All right, now we are going to go in with Finjin, which is slightly darker purple, focusing on that outer third. On a 217. Relaxing the face. And these two colors blend into one another so well. And I'm just lightly bringing that color up a little bit more because I have the space. And the awesome thing about, you know, these kind of mid-tone colors is that if you make a mistake, you can go back in with your fluffy brush and take some of that product away with a vanilla, or even just by doing the circle motions. So again, that outer third, Just kind of building that up a little bit. And then again, relaxing my face. Trying not to get the surprise look. Sometimes my skincare, depending on what I'm doing in the morning, can really feel like it's tightening my skin, which does make me get a little bit more of that surprised face in the morning. All right, we're gonna go in with the 203 from BK Beauty, and I'm going to pick up a little All That Glitters, which is such a great color. Again, for those winter whites, those days when you're wearing pinks, purples. I wore a purple blouse the other day, and it's nice because it's not a bright shimmer, so you can get a little bit of that shimmer without saying to the world, I'm wearing shimmer today. Yeah, this is a beauty. So good for the spring and the summer, but also good, again, for those winter whites. And I am going to bring just a little bit onto that inner corner. I'm going to go back in with my 217. It doesn't have anything extra, and I'm just going to blend those two shadows together so that they're blended and a little bit softer. There. And now I'm going to go in with Floof, such a fun name, on my smudge brush, and I am going to put that on the inner corner because this one is definitely bright. This is like the pinky purple equivalent of Shroom from MAC. It just adds a little something. And then I'm going to take my finger, dip it into Floof, and put that right on the ball of my eye. I've been doing this technique a lot lately, and I feel like it's nice. It just adds an extra dimension to your eye look so it's not quite so flat. And it just kind of, if you go a little bit darker on your eye and you feel like you need to brighten it up, then doing something like Floof or Yes to Sequins or any of those shadows can really just elevate and brighten up maybe an otherwise darker look that you didn't want. I am going to go in with liquid liner today, even though this look can be worn for day or night, and then I'm going to put a shadow on top of it to kind of take it down a little bit. But sometimes you just need that longevity of the liquid liner. And you know what's awesome is that if you do mess up, you can take your eyeshadow primer and really clean it up. So that's what we're going to do. Because sometimes you're not going to get that perfect kitten wing, and that's okay. It is okay to make mistakes with makeup. You can usually fix them without having to redo your entire face. I know a lot of people put pressure on themselves when they're doing makeup, almost so much that they can't even do their makeup, but it's just makeup. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be an artistic expression. It's not supposed to be life or death. And it's really just a tool for you to use to camouflage anything you want to or enhance things that you want to, and also just create a more cohesive look overall. All right, so taking a step back, so I can tell that this wing needs a little love and that one looks really great. So going in with my primer, just a touch, and I'm going to go in with my pencil brush. Actually, no, I'm going to go in with my angle brush so I can get a really crisp line. So I have a little bit of that And because of all the silicone that's in that primer, it just lifts away the makeup so beautifully and so easily. Okay, we are done with the eyeshadow. So now, actually, we're gonna go in with Swiss Chocolate, an old favorite, on a pencil brush. And I am gonna just really lightly put that on top of my liquid liner. If you do your liner and it's feeling a little heavy for the look that you wanted that day, take a dark brown, something that is going to match your look, and just really gently go right on top so you get the longevity of the liquid liner, but you get a little bit of softness because you're adding a little bit of powder. And sometimes the liquid liner can be a little harsh, especially in the daytime, because there is no softness to it. And just adding that touch of powder really helps to take that down. All right, I'm gonna do my brows before I do my mascara. So Sandstone and Brun. Finding any gaps, going in the same direction as the hair. And again, this, if you are blessed with good brows, this does not have to take that long. You don't have to fill in every little thing because you basically already have your brow hair. If I was missing quite a bit of hair, or if my hair was really light, if I was naturally a blonde, then I would go in with a different product, something probably from Anastasia, the Brow Wiz, and then I would draw in the individual hairs and color that skin with that waxy pencil. But because I'm just kind of changing the tone and changing the depth of my hair, I'm just going in with powder. All right, now we're gonna do our primer from Dior, the Maximizer. Getting right into the roots of the lashes. Going back in for the other eye. And you can see as I'm turning my head, just that little extra touch of floof really makes a difference when your eyes are looking down, looking really anywhere. It just adds a little something. It's nice. All right, going in with Smokey Eye Mascara, and then we'll finish up the complexion and do our lips. So again, getting right into the roots of the lashes on the part that is closer to the handle, and then any detail work more on the tip of the wand. When you do your mascara really well, it is so important to make sure that you take it off really well, or when you're using really good products too, because they do have that longevity built in, and your lashes do not want mascara on them all the time. So it's very important to get that mascara off for bedtime. And your makeup in general, it's really important. So make sure that you have a good cleanser, make sure you have a good something oil-based to get all this heavy, it's not heavy makeup, but this long-lasting makeup off. Okay. I can see in my little mirror that I had a little extra concealer kind of building up. So I'm just taking my brush and I'm just grabbing anything extra that was hanging out there. We're going to go in with our powder through the center of the face. Pale yellow with a precision powder brush from BK Beauty. Tapping off any excess and just taking it on the shine again through the center of the face. I'm going to add a little bit of bronzer, especially when someone of my complexion wears winter weights. I always feel like it's nice to add a little bit of bronzer, a little bit of something on the face, just to wake it up a bit. Bringing it down the neck. Not so much that we give ourselves a beard. I have seen that before. And then I'm actually going to stick with my bronzer brush and go in with Dainty. Just pop on a little bit of a pinkier blush to go with the eyes. And I'm also going to go in with a pinkier lip too. And very, very gently, I'm going to grab a little bit of highlighter on my fingers. I probably grabbed a little bit too much from Lisa Eldridge, and I'm just going to tap that in and then probably go in with a brush. And just really blend that into the look. So we have a little bit of shine on our eyes and we have a little bit of shine on our skin, but nothing is competing with each other. All right, and now we are ready for the lips. So I'm going to combine two lipsticks. I'm going to take Rosy Shell and Rose Official. I'm going to do Rose Official first. And then just top it off with Rosy Shell. And then for my bag, I'm going to take the Gloss Petal for touch-ups throughout the day. And that is the finished look. And you need to zhuzh your hair. And there we go. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. This look is really great with winter whites, creams, browns, or anytime you're wearing pinks and purples. It would be a really pretty date night look or afternoon date, or anytime you're just feeling like you want to amp up your makeup look just a little bit. I do fashion videos every Wednesday. I do beauty videos every Friday. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye!